Hey guys, we're here today and we've got a really great topic we're going to be discussing. We're lucky enough and fortunate enough to spend a little bit of time with Marc Saint-Onge from Black Oxygen. And the topic is going to be all about the beautiful properties that we're seeing in Black Oxygen and what it can do in specifically for the health and beauty industry and skincare. So I'd like to jump right on in and welcome you and thank you for joining us, Marc. We appreciate your time.
My pleasure. Always fun to talk about this wonderful product.
Awesome. Liz, I'd like you to jump in. For those of you checking this out, Liz has had multiple salons over the years and has been in the health and beauty industry for many years. And she has some really awesome questions that she's going to throw at Marc because we believe that this is going to speak to many of you. Go ahead, Liz.
Marc, thanks again for your time. I was wondering, can you give us just a quick background on how you developed this product and your introduction to it? That would be great.
How many hours do I have? In short, I started back in 1987. And the background is my mother had two aesthetic schools. And I started working in aesthetics, doing facials. And she said to me one day in 84, I remember, she said, one day we're going to do body treatments and we need to find something that is exciting about doing body treatments. So I kind of got that incentive to search out what would be the best thing. And I remember going into seaweeds and clays, and until I became an orthotherapist in 1987, where I was treating musculoskeletal problems, and my biggest hurdle was to get rid of inflammation, and I was always looking for natural ways to get rid of inflammation. So we were working with devil's claw and all these plant extracts, and I met a gentleman by the name of Dr. Evlish from Germany, and he introduced me to this black mud in his own spa in Germany. And I instantly fell in love because, when I was young, I used to go bullfrog hunting in bogs and I used to play in that mud. And I said, hey, maybe we get the same stuff here in Canada. And so short story, I researched 63 bogs and I found out that the one here in Moose Creek had the highest level of humic and fulvic acid than anywhere in the world. And so I started selling to these Germans and my company was born that way. And I developed over 89 products for the aesthetic and spa world, from facial masks to body wraps to poultice to anti-inflammatory creams, to bringing it today in a drinkable and an extraction method to be able to drink it. So that's 35 years and 2.5 minutes.
Nice.
Wow, thank you for that background. Okay, so we have a couple of questions. I've met with several estheticians, and these are some of the questions that were posed to me that I want to pose to you. What makes Black Oxygen fulvic acid different from the others on the market now, especially relating to skincare?
I think, as I mentioned, the content of humic and fulvic and the percentage. The bog here in Castleman is away from population and pollution also. And so when we extract at 60 feet deep, there's no pollution. So it's a very pristine extraction. It's a very pristine ingredient when we talk about quality. And of course, we've developed through the years. I remember starting in 87, when you used to put mud on it, on your face, you used to have still branches and leaves. And then now we just kind of have a refined formulation, and with the work of so many years of research, that we can have highest quality on the market. And knowing that this is coming from an organic source, because all of the other fulvics and the humics on the market, some of them comes from leonardites or from shales, or even from the Himalayans. We talked about the shilajits. We're coming from rock formation or fossilized. And that is inorganic, which means that when you put it on an organic structure like a skin, it doesn't absorb. It's similar to clay. I mean, it has some properties of cleansing and toning, but it doesn't have all the other benefits that fulvic brings to the market.
Wow, that's amazing.
That's awesome.
Okay. What are specific skin conditions that will benefit from fulvic acid?
All of them. I mean, at the end of the day, we when an esthetician is faced in front of a skin, they do the analysis. You got dehydration, you have acne, you have aging, and then you have problematic like psoriasis, eczema. So the scope is pretty wide, but when you apply fulvic directly on the skin, one of the properties is cell regeneration. So whether you know or don't know what the skin problem is, when you apply the fulvic on the skin, it regenerates it. Now, you can work symptoms, but you also have to work the cause. And so in our way of doing things, it's important that if you have a skin problem, skin is only skin deep, right? It's all from within. So sometimes you got to look at other systems malfunctioning that creates a skin problem. But in essence, it regenerates the cell tissue very, very quickly.
Terrific. Okay, fantastic. I know that one of the gals was asking about, she has a really troubled client with rosacea, and I'm sure that will address it.
Oh, rosacea is amazing for rosacea. Amazing. Yeah, and it's a little bit of a dehydration on that. It's also a lack of vitamin B and magnesium. But there's a application when you do it every day on rosacea. Within 14 days, it's gone.
Wow. Okay, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Terrific. Okay. Let's see. With the mask providing 45% more oxygen on the cellular level, what are some of the radical benefits the skin will experience after 1 or 2 treatments, or will it?
So the oxygen level is rendered when you take it internally. When you put it on the skin, fulvic and humic, or the product that we have, is made of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. So of course, when you mix it in water and you mix that formulation before the application, you're increasing the oxygen level on the skin. I mean on the mask. So when you do apply it, yes, you're going to have more oxygenation, but it's more internally to increase the oxygen at the cell level that you need to do, which is nice because now you can actually treat internally. Some estheticians, some medical estheticians are saying to clients to take fulvic half hour before their treatment.
Okay.
And so when you apply it totally on the skin, what happens there is you're working on the epidermis, you're working on the capillaries, you're working on oxygenation on the blood level, on that level. And so you're having, double virtues by taking it before and then applying it on the skin.
Okay, no, that's wonderful.
That's awesome to maximize that session completely, right?
Yes.
Beautiful.
All right, let's see. Is it just as important, and we're kind of touching on that now, is it just as important for the client to ingest it as it is for them to use it topically? And I think you just answered that.
Yeah, very powerful if you do both.
Okay, terrific. As a powerful antioxidant, will the fulvic mask act as a buffer to the free radicals for the face, skin, neck, all the different tendered areas that we endure daily, that we're just in combat with all of these free radicals?
Yeah, well, when you talk about buffer, you mean grabbing reducing the free radicals?
Yes.
Yes. The chelation properties of fulvic is to get rid of free radicals. So if you use it daily, you're going to get rid of free radicals very easily with fulvic.
Terrific.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's see. How often should someone use the black oxygen mask?
Well, if there's a skin problem, if there's an actual issue, I would use it every day until regeneration is done. And then you maintain it. For maintenance is once a week, twice a week, depending on the severity. Okay. So every day until you get that solution. And then after that, once a week.
I'd like to jump in with a question on that. So in regard to acne, right? The chelating is huge because it's pulling out everything that shouldn't be happening. Would you recommend that for severe acne on a regular basis daily until it's under control? And then what do you recommend from there?
Yeah, well, acne, there's three types of acne. You have the juvenile acne, the hormonal acne, and the digestive acne. So it depends on the system that you need to work on it. So if you do it every day, you're working the symptom of the cause of acne, a cause of the skin problem, which is acne. And so it dries up the skin and regenerates the skin. But if you don't regulate, for example, the hormones for hormone acne, it's around the chin. So we're going to use synergy. We're going to use essential oils. We're going to use a diet to reduce the fat and maybe increase more estrogen-like plants like sage. We can even add sage essential oil in the mask to treat hormonal acne. We can use antibacterial oils like lemon and rosemary to treat juvenile acne. And we use rosemary and burdock essential oil for digestive acne. Usually digestion is around the forehead and the back, right? And so we treat all of those types of acne with the synergy of essential oils. And internally, we got to look at those systems and detox them. But at the same time, when you take it internally, you're actually detoxing the body. So it's one step further to remedying the problem and the cause of the acne on the skin. Because that's the whole thing in estheticians. We treat symptoms. We've been treating symptoms for a long, long time, but we need to look at what causes that. And that's the question estheticians are also start asking themselves.
Right.
That's amazing. And Liz, I believe that leads to one of your questions about mixing it with essential oils, correct?
Right, right. Well, I know that I had already, based off of one of your other interviews that I had heard, told my esthetician about that. And she just wanted to know, I'm going to look up the different ratios of adding the oil to the mask and whatnot. So that's something that I definitely need to get. Okay, the next question. Will the mask allow other nutrients to penetrate deeper that we include in our facials? So we talked about the essential oils, but some of the other stuff like the glycolic and other things like that.
Yes, the fulvic is thermal. So when you apply it on the epidermis, which is the first layer of the skin, it actually goes down into the subcutaneous. So you go down the dermis and the subcutaneous where the capillaries, the blood vessels are. And so you're increasing local circulation. Absorption is enhanced on any ingredients that you want to penetrate in the skin. Now you can do it with a galvanic high frequency. You can add all those pieces of equipment to increase the absorption also. Okay. But fulvic alone, if estheticians don't want to use any electrical equipment, it will do its job.
That's awesome.
Okay, terrific. I had one of my gals that asked specifically about the nano needling.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because fulvic is nanonized. It's also
exactly.
It's 0.001 micron, so it's very, very nanonized.
Okay, terrific. All right, let's see here. Can a technician use black oxygen as a detoxifier with body wraps? So this is like the massage techs as well as the nail techs that are doing reflexology in the pedicure bowl. Is that something they can do?
Absolutely.
Okay.
If you have a massage cream, I mean, there's a lot of massage creams on the market, but if you have an oil-based massage cream, you can blend the fulvic into it because it's nanonized. Massage it with the nanonized fulvic and the massage cream. We had a treatment. It was a detox treatment. It was a full massage. We used to massage with the fulvic in the cream and then just wipe out the residue at the end of each segment of the massage. But the body will absorb the fulvic and create chelation and circulation, and then you eliminate fatty tissue, cellulite, fibrosite, all these elements that women don't want, right?
Fantastic. Yeah, for sure.
That's amazing for multiple reasons. I mean, the detoxification properties and capabilities in doing it the way you just described kind of lends itself towards people that can't ingest a lot of things because they've got some severe health issues. So is the absorption through the skin a significant detoxifier for someone who can't take things with the kidney and the liver and so on?
Uh-oh.
You froze up. Oh no.
Hello.
There you are. Sorry.
Right.
The second I finished my question, you went on froze.
I know. I saw you guys freeze. I said, oh, I'm gone. So what we were saying.
Let me repeat my question, but you're frozen again. I can hear you, but your video is frozen.
Wow.
Can you hear us okay, Mark?
Yes, I can.
Great.
Let me see. Let me stop the video here for 2 seconds. There we go. You're back. Okay. So let me just rephrase or restate the question. So one concern that we've heard several times with people that already have physical conditions where they have problems with their kidneys or their liver is that they can't really ingest minerals. They can't take things. So the ability to use this topically on the skin is pretty awesome. And the potential for detoxifying is a very incredible potential for them. So can you speak to that for a second?
Yes. So as I was mentioning, if you take any type of massage cream, or even a gel, and you incorporate fulvic in the gel and you massage that with them, it's going to penetrate while you do the massage because you're activating the circulation, you're opening up the pores, and you can just remove the residue as you do segments. You can also do body wraps. I mean, the skin is the largest organ of the body, and so use it. I mean, if you don't, if you don't have a tub, I went to China and I wanted to sell these mud baths, and I just noticed that nobody had baths in their house, so I had to, think about something else, and that's where the idea of massaging it came to it. Foot soaks is another one because the reflex area will absorb, and so that's important also.
Terrific. And we don't have to worry about any staining of the color. It's just going to wipe right off, right?
It just wipes off. Yeah, absolutely.
Just with water, hot water.
Doesn't stain, doesn't clog.
Wonderful. Okay. Let's see. Now, this is, I know that you need to answer this carefully, but can black oxygen prevent skin cancer, knowing that it's reoxygenating the cell at the cellular level?
Well, it's preventative, that's for sure. I mean, any type of oxygenation decreases the acidity. So we know that cancer cells live in acid-prone cells. So if you have that idea of increasing oxygenation or oxygen in the body, then fulvic is an excellent tool to do so.
Wonderful, wonderful. Is there anything else that you would like to speak directly to the esthetician, massage technicians, or whatnot that maybe I didn't touch on?
There's so many. I mean, in my spa, in my clinic, when I treated, all types of things, I use a lot of innovation and trial and error. I mean, try it. I mean, you can't overdose. It doesn't contract any medication. It doesn't stain. It doesn't clog. It's a great excipient. It absorbs very quickly. So any type of other creams or any other products. I had a gentleman this week said, Mark, can I put it in my cream to do a facial mask? Yeah, you can. And so instead of mixing just fulvic, you can put it in the facial cream and put it on your face, and that becomes a hydrating mask. Because when we look at what we're offering now in the powder, you're going to treat acne, you're going to treat skin conditions. It doesn't work on hydration. Well, it does eventually, but if you want a hydrating mask, then add a cream to it, right?
Right.
And so there's a lot of innovation that you can add to the powder because it's wide scope. Foot soaks, very, very powerful. If you're doing what they had, the detox foot baths with the ionization, well, you can put fulvic in the water because you're going to chelate heavy metal, but you're going to help absorb the proper trace minerals for the foot. So it's great for foot soaks. And wraps. I mean, we've done wraps full body. And on different types of cellulite, paniculite, fibrositis, fibromyalgia, and then all of the scope of inflammation. So skin inflammation, you don't know, rosacea, cuprose, those are, inflammatory, severe inflammatory skin conditions, any type of dermatitis, really, when you apply it, it's amazing. So just play with it, have fun with it.
Wonderful.
Well,
okay.
You touched on something I'd like.
Go ahead,
I'm
Dave.
sorry. You touched on something I'd like to confirm here real quick. So there are no contraindications whatsoever. There's no medical interactions, and there's no chance of cross-contaminating with other products that could potentially have those interactions or any potential of that, because your product comes straight from your extraction process in a singular plant where that's all you do. I just want to confirm that because that's a big concern for especially anybody that is in a professional career where maybe they're checked for drugs and if they're on other medications. So I just would like 1 minute of speaking to that.
Well, so we extract from the bog, and bogs has this bog has 1,500 plants, and they're all decomposed plants. So what happens is it renders biochemical compounds, and so in this mud. We have antibiotics, antivirals, minerals, all your vitamins, all your amino acids, and it's a very complete circle of who you are. You're made of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen, and bugs. By the way, you're the same thing as a bog. So if you throw yourself in the bog, we wouldn't recognize you because you're made of the same stuff. And so when you take the mud out of the bog and you give it to a human being, it just enhances the health, and it helps absorb any other things. And I've seen some people reduce the milligrams on their chemical medication due to the fact that they're taking these minerals from the bog, because it creates homeostasis in the body. Remember, you know, the homeostasis is something that we lose from birth because we live in an environment which is toxic. And so if we don't eat properly, we live in a toxic environment, we lose that ability to create homeostasis. So even for me, now in this world, we should start supplementing very early, even in the mother's bottle. I mean, that's important because we don't have all the nutrients we need. And fulvic creates that homeostasis. And once you create that in the body, you can get rid of medication, you can get rid of anxiety, you can get rid of depression. All of that goes away.
Amazing.
But you have to do it.
So amazing. Thank you for that. Thank you. Liz, are we covering everything?
You know, I think so. I just wanted to go back really quick to the pedicure for the reflexologist, because I have several that we do specials and we do a lot of them. So for like a typical pedicure bowl, we're just doing 1 teaspoon or a tablespoon in that. Would you say?
A bowl for 2 feet, I wouldn't put more than a teaspoon.
Okay, so like 2 tablespoons or 1 tablespoon?
No.
No, not more than 1 teaspoon.
Oh, not, okay, excuse me. I didn't hear you, sorry. Okay.
Not more than 1 teaspoon. So 3 grams in Canada, grams, 2.5 grams, that's a teaspoon. It's about 3 milliliters.
Okay.
Okay, maximum.
So it's incredibly potent.
When you do foot soaks, it's very antifungal also. Antibacterial, antifungal, antiviral.
Wow. Okay. So many people suffer from, you know, the fungus in their nails. Yeah.
Athlete's foot fungus, fulvic is #1 to get rid of it. They can even do wraps. I mean, you know, if you have fungus or athlete's foot, you do a foot wrap, poultice, 20 minutes before the pedicure or the soak. So you wrap them up, 20 minutes, go into the soak, do the treatment.
Terrific.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I mean, I am out of questions, but we sure appreciate your time and your expertise and all of your knowledge. So thank you so much.
Marc, this has been incredibly informative. We appreciate the time that you spent. We're very happy to present this to people that this can help. And we know that that's your mission as well. So we thank you for your time.
Anytime you have questions, my pleasure.